Hi, everybody. Happy
Hey.
Mother's Day, a day early for us, but it's Mother's Day for Dr. Ann because she's in the future. She's tomorrow. Um,
That's
this is
right. Happy Mother's
the
Day.
wonderful Dr. Ann, who I just
You do.
absolutely love to death, and it still blows my mind that we became friends. I don't understand how that happened, but there you go. Thanks
We're soul
to
sisters.
one of Sally's book clubs that she put together. That's how we met.
Yep,
So,
that's cool.
we're here to do a little Mother's Day special. If you're a mom or if you uh, would like to be a mom, or if you have a mom and you want just a general easy reading, put it in the chat, all in caps, please, so I can see it. Because I'm getting more and more blind the older I get. And even my computer glasses don't help anymore. I'm still like, what does that say?
Welcome.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've got the same problem.
that's it. So a big happy Mother's Day to everybody. Happy Mother's Day to Dr.
Happy
Ann,
Mother's
who's a
Day.
wonderful
Thank you.
mom.
Thank
And
you.
so
Yeah.
what's up over in New Zealand? What's happening with
Well,
y'all?
it's a beautiful day in the fall, or they call it autumn here, mainly instead of fall. Um, Starting to get cooler in the mornings. Just opposite seasons, which was weird at first to get used to, but now I'm getting used to it. And yeah, so I went to see a really good friend in the South Island a few weekends ago, and it was stunning there. It was like, so zero is freezing, so it was 3 degrees, so that's 3 degrees above freezing. It's Celsius, so I don't know what the equivalent would be, but nippy in the mornings, but stunning, glorious days with the trees ablaze with color. But I know you folks are in spring, and I'm jealous as all get out because when I was a kid
Well, it
raised in
can't make up its
California,
mind where
yeah.
I'm at because it's
Oh,
like one
really?
day it's 80 degrees, the next day it's 30 degrees, and then we've
Yeah,
had
yeah, yeah, yeah.
rain nonstop for the last, I don't know, we've
Yeah,
had nonstop
it's
rain for
weird.
the last 3 days, and
I think the weather patterns are changing, Sherry, because here we've had a very, very long autumn, fall, real rainy, yucky, tropical, squally, wet summer. And so now we're finally getting the nice weather, so I'm grateful. Oh, look at that.
cool. Thank you,
Look at
Dalla.
that. Yeah, dahlia vibes. Cool. I love dahlias. They're gorgeous flowers. My mom is a saint and recently retired after a long teaching career. Will she be okay financially in retirement? Ooh. Yeah, I come from a long line of teachers. I don't know if you know that, Dahlia, and lovely participants here. And remember, Mom, you can have a mom energy. You don't have to be biological, or I mean, it's a tough thing for some moms who are trying to
Well, my
become
mom was
moms.
in charge when she was with us on this side of the veil.
Hmm.
She's still in charge on the other side of the veil.
Awesome. I love that spirit.
she,
That's
she
cool.
comes and deals with things when she's not happy. Um,
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
I miss her a lot. I wish she was still
Yeah.
with us. I mean, it was hard in the end because the
Hmm.
dementia was so bad. But
Well,
yeah,
she had her feet in both worlds if she had dementia, right? A little bit.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
she had
Yeah.
cerebral atrophy
Oh,
dementia.
wow.
Her
Wow.
brain
Okay.
was literally shriveling up inside of her skull, and so
Mm.
every time a shrivel would happen, she would lose some skill. I mean, by the end, she couldn't walk, she couldn't talk, she couldn't feed herself. I mean, it was
That's
sad.
tough.
The only
Yeah.
way she could express anything was through her eyes, and evidently she was happy at the nursing home that we were able to put her in the last couple of months she was alive, because she smiled all the time, and she even had a beau while she was there. An older an
I
older
love it.
gentleman that was about the same age, and he was just
Uh,
absolutely smitten with her. Sat
Aw.
by her all the time. All he would sit and talk to her. Didn't expect her to talk back. Because I came one Sunday and the nurses were like, "Your mama's got a boyfriend," and I'm like, "Excuse me?" And they're like, "Yeah, she's got a new beau over there. He follows her everywhere." I was like,
That's
"Well, good
so
for
cool.
her. I'm glad to hear it."
Yeah, and it keeps your heart fresh and young, and there's something about love, and as we
Yeah.
know, there's all
So
kinds of love and motherly energy, I would say, because I mean, you could still be like my daughter when she was growing up with my son. She had a maternal instinct with him, right? So there's all kinds of nuance to the meaning of mother. So, yeah,
I had a really good mom. She was very progressive, um,
yeah, that's
very
cool.
open minded about things. She was kind of the black sheep of the family because she didn't think like the other bigots.
Yeah,
But she was a single parent. She raised two kids on her own. And I know later in life when I'd hear someone ask her, well, what was her greatest accomplishment? And she'd always say, both of my kids got a college education.
that's cool.
For somebody that never even finished high school, that was important to her that we both
Yeah,
got a college education.
yeah,
And, but she was a nurturer. I mean, she took care of everybody around her. That's just the way she was. Uh, she just was a really outgoing, friendly. She didn't know the word stranger. She
yeah,
just she made friends with everybody. Anybody around her, she would make friends with them
that's cool.
and would then give you her advice on things, whether you wanted it or not. But when I was a teenager,
Cool.
we fought like cats and dogs. But when I got older and grew up and realized that she's kind of cool, actually, I should probably listen to her. She knows better than me. So it was good that we were friends as she got older. The older I got, the better friends we became. So that was nice.
Sorry, guys.
And
Sorry, I've ordered people off of my bandwidth at my house, but it seems like that I may or may come in and out of focus, but I'm here. I can still hear you. So,
okay,
um,
okay.
Goody, Kate, cat mom,
Yeah,
Goody
we
cat
got us
mom.
some good stuff here. Yeah, goody cat mom. I'm trying to star stuff so that we can kind of go back
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Yeah, let me
and
know when you're ready. I'm just shuffling and listening at the moment.
that's all right. Well, before we start doing questions and whatnot, I kind of wanted to go over the research stuff that you sent me
Oh,
um,
cool.
about. You could probably explain it better than me rather than me just reading it, but
That's
it's
okay.
called The Eternal Thread, a research backed timeline of motherhood.
Yeah.
Um, and it starts out with what they call the blueprint, which is pre birth. I remember pre birth being terrified because I didn't know what to do. Um,
Mm.
I think all new moms are like that. I think when you're pregnant with that first one, you're terrified. What if I do
Yeah.
something wrong, and what if something
Yeah.
goes wrong in labor, and which did for me. So that kind of I had kind of already faced that fear in my mind that when it actually happened, I was able to kind of skate right through it. It was like, yeah, whatever, just get it out of me. Um, that's basically what I was telling the doctors by the end was just get it out. I don't care what you have to do, just get it
Make sure
out.
it's healthy.
Uh,
Yeah.
and
So, yeah, it's really interesting, Sherry,
yeah,
because the blueprint stage based on so what I did, guys, is audience here, mums, and everybody who's motherly energy. Um, I because I'm an academic in my other life, the one that earns money to be able to pay bills. Um, anyway, I put together, what are the connections between the science, the academic research, and actually the spirituality of motherhood, just to see what the
there we go.
connection
This is
is.
just showing some
Yeah.
of the stuff that she sent me.
Yeah.
Um,
So the
and
first is before they're born. Yeah. So I put all this together. I used AI and then I asked it a lot of questions. Some needs to be vetted or double checked, but I asked it to also provide me the resources that it had obtained to be able to make those statements from Google Scholar, which is like everything Google except for academics. So scholar.google.com is where you can find all the actual peer-reviewed academic research for anything in the
Yeah,
world.
I love the way it
Yeah.
breaks it down, like pre-birth,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
infancy
So
to about two
yeah.
years old,
Yeah.
uh, 2 to 7
So
years
yeah.
old. I mean, as I was reading this, I was remembering the different
Mhm.
stages with my son, going, "Oh yeah, okay, I remember
Yeah.
7 to 12, 13 to 19. Oh, those are fun years." Um, I think the 13 to 19 is more difficult than the 0 to 3, to be honest
I
with
would
you.
agree. Yeah.
Um, because at 0 to 3, they just have a little tantrum and say no, and you can pick them up and put them in their room. At 19, it's a little hard when they have a tantrum and say no, and you're like, I got the keys. You're not going
Y-
anywhere. So,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was
So
real
it's about the
interesting.
science and the imprinting. So even in utero, the baby, so there's this whole biological kind of journey. But even when the baby's out, so there's kind of precursor wirings in them and a connectedness with the mother. And then also the connectedness with the mother after birth, with oxytocin, which, is a hormone, and all these, they call it the love hormone, but that connectedness and bonding with the baby. And then after that, I'm just going over this really roughly, guys, just so you can get an idea. And then you've got we're mirroring and world shaping stage. So that's where the mother role models to the child. No, you don't do that. Yes, you do this. You greet people like this. And they learn through your role modeling. And then the scaffolding identity. So they look at you and take cues from you on how you do your dealings in day-to-day stuff. And through age 7 through 12, that's kind of the imprint stage. And then all of a sudden the hormones kick in around 13 to 19. And then that's when they
And
start
then you want
referring to the imprinted
you
stuff
daily
that you've
want to
given them.
commit murder. At that point, you're
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah,
want to kill this kid
exactly.
if they don't just chill out.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah. And then you hope that you've given them enough because you get to the internalized guide. Okay, some of that the more moralistic lessons that you've given your children hopefully stick and guide them through their decisions as they mature and into young adulthood. The brain doesn't stop growing until about age 25. That's really,
oh,
you got neurons that are called dendrites, which, so that dendrite, I think, is Latin for tree. So they look like tree roots and they connect. And so you create all
yeah.
these neural pathways. So the brain's still growing and plastic and malleable and changes. It's really fascinating. But yeah, so the spiritual stuff is the connectedness and the download and the soul stuff. So you've got the physical things that are happening with hormones and genetics and all those things that the child goes through as they become adults. But that's when all the imprinting happens, and then your role switches into grandmotherhood or the wise one in the
You
family. They
become
come
the
to you
kid
for
and the
advice.
kids or the parents. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
parent the
role for
parents. Yeah. There's one thing that's hidden in all this, though, that is something well beyond just the research, peer reviewed academic hoo ha, right? And that's just that whole thing where mothers can be super forgiving and still love, regardless of how poopy the child was, for lack of a better term,
yeah.
or in that moment, that forgiveness and that motherly bond is so much greater and stronger than the yuck. I mean, from my own personal experience, my mother was a piece of work. She was super hard. I think that's why maybe she thought she's passed on now, you know.
Yeah.
But she was hard on me, really hard on me, and my brother and sister too, super hard. But she still forgave us in the end, and we did some stupid stuff. But
Oh, I know
and
there were
yeah.
times when my mother probably wanted to kill me and my brother because we fought like cats and dogs. I
Mhm.
mean, we were 6 years apart in
Yeah.
age
Yeah.
and two different ends of the spectrum. I mean, we
Yeah.
were nothing alike whatsoever, and we
Yeah.
drove her crazy. Bless her heart. Um, it's amazing she didn't kill us or just leave. Um,
Yeah.
she would get enough of it though, and she would grab her purse and her keys and head for the door, and we'd be like, "Where are you going?" And she'd say, "Crazy, you want to come with me?"
I
She'd get
want
in
to
the
know where
car
that
and
place
she'd have to
is.
go drive around the block for a few minutes before she'd come back home and let us fight it out. Um, but yeah, I mean, she did a pretty damn good job considering that she did it on her own. You know,
Yeah, I mean, we're
it's
human. I mean, I got to the point where, my kids, they say a gut's full, but you get tired or you get fed up. And I'm like, have you guys forgotten that I'm human too? I'm not
yeah.
perfect, but I'm
I mean,
trying.
it's like my grandmother was
Yeah.
highly, highly intelligent, and you know, somebody born in the 20s and growing up in the world that she did, with no real opportunities for women,
Oh, yeah,
back
back
then.
then. Yeah.
And she started drinking alcohol to keep up with her first husband, my papa, and and then my granddaddy, her second husband, who wasn't really a drinker. I mean, he could tie one on every now and again, but he wasn't really
Yeah.
big into drinking. But
Yeah.
I mean, by the time I came along, she was a raging alcoholic,
Oh.
and she was so miserable in her life that she had to make everyone else around her as miserable as she felt. And
Yeah.
that's just the way she was. And, we learned to inhale our food and leave the kitchen as quick as we could.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
no sitting down and eating a meal in peace and quiet. That didn't happen.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
and she just, I mean, she would have her moments when she could do things that were funny or kind of cool. Um, make my girlfriends laugh and stuff when we'd be at the house. But um, that was few and far between. And I know she wound up getting lung cancer.
Oh gosh.
And, um, and so by the time they figured out what was wrong with her, they gave her like maybe a year left to live. If she was lucky, she lasted 10 months, but she volunteered to be a research test tube
Participant. Oh, okay. Yeah.
for Galveston Research Hospital, who at that time, and this was the late 70s, at that
Yeah.
time, the Galveston Research Hospital had one of the largest cancer research
Oh,
programs in
cool.
the country. And
Yeah.
so they were like, we doubt any of this is going to do you any good, but it can help us to
Yeah.
help others. And so she agreed and she signed up for it. And so there was a lot of trips back and forth between Beaumont and Galveston, Texas, because at the time we lived in Beaumont, and I it was hard to watch somebody as vibrant as she was. Even though she was an alcoholic, she was still a very vibrant, very powerful woman.
Yeah.
Literally waste away to nothing, and it was hard. It was hard on all of us,
Yeah.
um, especially
Of
my
course.
mom, and
I'm sorry.
and so that was difficult to deal with. But through it all, I mean, it was like it didn't really tear the family apart, so to speak, but um, it was
It's
it was
definitely a
difficult for a
strain.
while. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because the last few years she was alive, we lived with her, helped take care of her.
Yeah.
My mom and I would tag team taking care of her.
Yeah.
'Cause I was in high school, my mother was working full time, so we had to adjust our schedules. I know my senior year in high school, I had to check out every day at lunchtime to go home, feed my grandmother, and then come back for my last two classes of the afternoon.
Wow.
And
So you were
uh,
caregiving on top of being a teen and watching your
right,
grandmother diminish. I'm so sorry,
it
Sherry.
was
And
hard.
I mean, and that's just one voice and thousands and millions of other voices who've done similar,
Yeah, I mean,
things. Yeah.
I've known so many people I've known over the years who have lost their mothers, and
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
of them had really, really good relationships.
Yep.
Some of them didn't, you know.
Yep.
I've seen moms that just floored me with how good they were at being a mom, and I've seen others who were horrible at it. And it's like somebody needs to take those children away from her before
Yeah. Well,
she
you
hurts.
don't get a certificate to be a mother, right? You don't have to go to a
That's
class.
right. You don't take any class for it. Um, you figure it out on your own. I mean,
Yep.
of course, like back in our mothers and our grandmothers' day, uh, families at one time, generations lived together. So you
Yeah.
had, two or three generations of moms to help the new moms that were coming along. You were all in the house together.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I was,
it was-
when I had kids, I was totally separate from my stateside family, and my New Zealand side family were busy with their other family members. So I was alone. That was so freaking hard. And my mother-in-law, who was helpful, lived like an hour and a half away. So
yeah.
that was, and being a foreigner, having kids, it was just like, oh. But I found my way eventually. You do. But
Well,
gosh,
you
you
do. I
appreciate that
mean,
help. Yeah.
my husband got hurt, was disabled while I was pregnant. And so, my son grew up thinking that moms worked and dads stayed home, and that was normal. Wasn't until he started school that he found out actually that's not very normal at all. Um, I do remember, and I shared this with somebody earlier, I think it was Jackie. Um,
Uh-huh.
I do remember, I had my son, and then I went back to work when he was about 7, 8 months old. And of course, my husband was home with him all day while I worked. I remember coming home one evening, and my husband's like spread out on the sofa. And I came in, I was like, bad day. And he was like, this is the hardest fucking job I've ever had in my life. You don't get a smoke break. You don't get a pee break. You don't get a lunch break. It's nonstop. He's like, hats off to every woman who has ever stayed home full time with her kids, and double hats off to the ones that still work all day and come home and have to do everything for their kids,
Yeah.
because there's either no dad there or the hubby's sprawled in front of the TV drinking a beer, not helping.
Yeah.
It all
Yeah.
falls on her.
It,
And he's like, I don't know how women do it. It's like,
well, you just rise to the occasion because your kids need to eat. I mean, but the thing is,
yeah,
it's like this treadmill that you just got to keep pace on, and it just, downtime. The only downtime I ever had was when I got an airplane to go overseas somewhere, so I wasn't reachable by phone. Hubby was in charge of the kids, and it was tough. But I'm very, very blessed with a special needs
I
person in
love
my
it. You
family.
didn't need a
Yeah.
certificate. You just need to go to the cabin and
Coach
take it
back
to
and wait
court.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
So it was really, really hard. I mean, my family helped stateside where they could, and my family here helped where they could. I'm not saying I wasn't totally without help, but man, it was hard.
right. Well, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
hi, Jackie, is just like, with my mom. I mean, she was a single parent on her own, but
Yeah.
my grandparents, her mother and her stepdad, they did a lot to help us as much
Yes,
as
of
they could.
course. Yeah.
Um, and we would usually go spend the summers with my grandparents, which would give her a few months off to just work and hang out with people her
Yeah.
own age and not have to be mom for a while. Um, I know when I had Lewis, um, my husband had back surgery the day before I went into labor,
Oh
and
no.
he was like laid up in the hospital, and I immediately went to my mom's house, when they released me the next day from the hospital. And I mean, within 48 hours, she was slinging them around on her shoulder and doing this and doing that. And my husband, bless his heart, he would be in like complete panic mode the whole time. She's gonna drop him. She's gonna break his neck. She's gonna. I'm like, would you just chill? She knows what she's doing. She does this. She did this twice already. She knows she got it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she was. It's funny because when I was pregnant, her mantra was, "Don't think I'm going to be a babysitter. I'm not going to come over here and babysit so y'all can go out running around and doing whatever." And we're like, "Okay, mom, no problem. We won't ask you
Yeah.
to babysit." Lois was, I think, 2 weeks old, maybe 3 weeks old. And she showed up one Friday afternoon, like when she got off work. She pulled in, she showed up, she came in the house, and hey, hey, hey. And she went straight back to the bedroom where his stuff was. She comes out like 20 minutes later with a stuffed full diaper bag with him on her shoulder. She says, "See you Sunday." And she left. And my husband was like, "I thought she wasn't going to babysit." I went, "Shh, don't say it out loud." She's like,
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
"Don't do it."
Mm.
Because Louis wouldn't breastfeed with me. Even though
Oh, okay.
I had more
Yeah,
milk than I
that
know what to
happens.
do with, and he just
Yeah,
would not breastfeed.
yeah,
Um, and so it was really
yep.
easy for her to just come and get him at 3 weeks old and just haul him to her house. And
Yeah.
when he was a few
Mm.
years old, I guess he was about the time he started school, she had moved in with her grandmother to take care of her grandmother, our mama. And Lewis would go spend 2, 3 weeks with them every summer. I was like, "Do you realize how lucky you were? You not only knew your grandmother, but you got to hang out with your great great grandmother, who was born in 1898 and remembered
Yeah, that's crazy.
in a covered wagon. And she went from covered wagons to the space age in her lifetime." It's like, that's pretty freaking amazing. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess my mom's more domestic side came out when she lived with our mama. She started doing more domestic type stuff, which she didn't do growing up. It was like, yeah, just whatever, fix something to eat. And she she was just not into that. She was busy working her butt off and just like, where the stove is. There's cereal and milk.
Yeah.
You know,
Nice. That's so
um,
cool. Yeah.
she didn't obsess about housework or the house being clean. Our house
Yeah.
was perpetually looked like a bomb blew up in it, just because she didn't care and she was too tired. And she's
Yeah.
like,
You
"You
know
don't
what?
like
That's
the house? Come
okay.
over and clean it. You're more than welcome, but I'm not gonna do it." So
Can I tell you something interesting about that? I know it's kind of a weird tangent, but I was talking to somebody who was in like a child protective services agency, and she said the houses that I worry about and the children I worry about are the houses that are absolutely spotless.
yeah,
I'm like, oh, that was
yeah,
actually really interesting insight.
I've
Yeah.
heard that
Um,
before. I don't remember who I heard it from.
yeah. Anyway, I
But
just thought that was a weird, interesting tangent, guys. Sorry. But I'm
no,
like,
but
oh,
I
but you
mean,
have to have a messy house. I mean, it's
I
chaos.
grew
It's
up with I mean, my
yeah.
friends growing up, and
Mhm.
I would always be embarrassed at once I got to a certain age when they would come to our house, because our house was always a mess, and I would go to their house and it was always spotless. You could have ate off the floors. It was so damn clean, and it always made me very uncomfortable. It was like, I like tidiness, yes, everything put up where it belongs, but I'm
Yeah.
not a house clean freak either. I mean, if people came into my house right now, they'd probably think, "Oh my God, Sherry, you need help." It's just a mess.
No, you do
And
it when you can. You got to rest. I mean, look, we aren't, like I was saying earlier to you, Sherry, offline, I was reading a stat, everyone, that said at age 60, sorry, was it 60? No, 50, you've lived 66% of your life.
yeah, well, and I'm getting ready to turn 65, so
Holy Toledo is what I'm
I'm,
saying.
I'm hoping I can push it till I'm 90, and then I'll be, that'll be good. Uh,
Yeah, but stay active. So the doesn't matter about your
well, if
weight.
I can
Just
hang in
stay
there for
active.
5 more
Yeah.
years and retire
Yeah.
when I'm 70, and I'll get full retirement benefits from both
Ugh,
my
go
job and
Sherry.
from Social Security. where I
That'll
can
be
afford to
great.
keep a roof over my head. Um,
Yeah.
it's like,
Wow.
excuse me, it's like, that'll give me a good 15, 20 years to enjoy being retired, if I can
No,
hang
I'll
in
come and see you. I want to come see you.
most
So
of
when
the
you
women
retire, we'll
most
do
of the
that.
women in my family, unless they like got something like cancer or something, most of the women in our family lived well up into their 90s or older. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
we are very long living females, not the males, but the females, um, with the exception of the few that, got a disease of some kind. Uh, but so that was, I mean, I know
Yeah.
I mean, by the time I was a kid came along, my aunts and everything were all technically my great aunts. They were all of my grandmother's
Oh,
sisters,
wow.
you know.
That's awesome, though. See, now people have children later, so you don't get that
Right, yeah, my
intergenerational
mom, she was
impact and
18
help.
when she had me. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom was
Yeah.
18 when she had me.
Oh,
So,
wow. Yeah.
I broke five generations of firstborn daughter to firstborn daughter. I had a boy.
Okay.
I also
Yeah.
broke five generations of firstborn being a breech.
Oh,
He
okay.
wasn't a breech.
Wow.
He
Wow.
came out normal, and he was a boy. And so
I was breech. Yeah.
my mom was like, well, when you break tradition, you do it all the way. And I'm like, yeah, thank God.
Nothing wrong
I
with
was
that.
not having fun with that, let me tell you. So,
Yeah, for sure. That's so funny.
things kind of went sideways really quick with me when I was in labor, and I was not
Yeah.
able to. You can have those because they screwed them up royally on my order. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so
That's funny.
yeah, DoorDash lunch today, and they had ordered my hamburgers a certain way. The receipt
Yeah.
showed it the way I'd ordered it. The bags that they wrapped the hamburgers in showed it the way I ordered it. When we
Yeah.
opened it up, they had put all the gunk on it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not eating that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So my brother
Never
just
mind.
walked over with both of them sitting on the paper plate, going, "Are these for anybody?" I'm like, "Yeah, no,
Oh my
you're not
gosh, I'm
thinking
hanging
about
for a really good burger right
it."
now.
My
You're
son got
making me
all
hungry.
upset. He's like, I can't go get you. I'm like, don't worry about it. I said, if I get hungry, I'll fix something to eat later. Um,
Exactly. Oh, that's funny.
so, and it's weird
Cool.
because we still all live together now. It's me, it's my son, my brother,
Yeah.
and his
We've got
son.
multiple generations in my house.
Yeah, we all live together,
Hmm.
in our small
Yeah.
little apartment. And
Well, it's really common. Okay, so New Zealand, you guys, where I live, is the Pacific Island nation. I live in the South Pacific. And it is the largest Polynesian capital in the world, Auckland, meaning a lot of people from all the countries around it, like Niue, Tokelau, Samoa, not the American one, but Tonga,
yeah,
Fiji, uh, anyway, a lot. Rarotonga, which is the Cook Islands, which is really cool. Anyway, they come to New Zealand to live, and they are multi generational families. Plus the Maori, the indigenous folks. So I mean, it's really
yeah.
common to get lots and lots Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Are you an Aussie? Yeah, good on you, mate.
I think it was more probably our generation,
Yeah.
maybe some of the later years of my mother's generation,
Hmm.
where families kind of quit doing the multi-generational living
Yeah.
together here in the
Yeah.
states because people were made better money and they were able to travel better, and so families split up.
They
And
And they contribute to mortgages. Like it's a real common thing for people from the country of India to live in
yeah,
multi-generational houses. They all contribute to the house and they just save and have a really big house, but they're doing great. I mean, it's just a cultural thing. I mean, I was looking at cultures that are very maternal actually online because I do that. And there are some cultures, there's a tribe in Ghana, or a group of peoples. I don't know if tribe's the right kind of word, but the wealth is handled entirely through the line of the mother. What they call it, metric clan. I mean,
Patrick,
but
yeah.
yeah, I don't know how to say that.
Well, and I
Even
know
though
when
the leadership's positions held by men are inherited through their mothers and sisters rather than their fathers. So it's
I
like
know
a
in Mexico,
matriarchy.
in
Yeah.
Mexico and a lot of other Spanish uh,
Hmm.
uh, community,
Yeah.
Spanish led
Hmm.
paradigms, whatever,
Hmm.
um, it's it's the mother's name that's carried on. You know, the child is born and they carry their mother's name forward, not their father's name forward.
Yeah, which is
Um,
interesting.
which is really
Um.
interesting. And of course,
Hmm.
for thousands and thousands of years, women were the head of their communities. They were the healers. They
Yep.
were the ones, the teachers. They were the ones that took care of the tribe. They took care of all the kids. They made sure everybody learned what they needed to learn. And I know with a lot of the Native American tribes, women, the older women, like the grandmothers, they were the ones that headed up the uh, governmental hierarchy of that tribe. If 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 the men wanted to go to war or do this or do that, they had to go meet with the grandmothers and get permission, because they would decide what was best for the tribe as a whole, not just
Mm.
because somebody gets their knickers in a knot and wants to go have a fight. And so,
Yeah, so that whole warlike bellicose is the word you use, but that whole I was reflecting on that today. If you look at all the leaders of the world, men, okay, blah, 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 men, whatever. No offense to the gentleman here, of course, okay, guys. But, the whole bellicose nature and that need for more, it's like this weird switch goes off in people's minds. Oh, I'm a billionaire. I need more money. I need more. I need to conquer the world. What is that? Like never ending need to quench the thirst for money. I
yeah,
mean, I appreciate having enough to be comfortable, but you don't have to be, a graboid and grab everything.
end all
That's
be
from a
all
movie
of
called
it.
Tremors.
And,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
don't know if it was.
Yep.
I mean, I don't really know how far back, because I mean, you go back to like Victorian England or
Yep.
even a little bit earlier on. Um, and somewhere down the line, it switched from matriarchs kind of controlling things to the patriarchs controlling things. And then,
Yep.
of course, we start having all the wars and everything. And suddenly women becomes second class citizens or just out and out broodmare property. And so
Yes.
it's
Aided
like,
by some religions, some religious beliefs that perpetuated
e-
that. I'm not calling
exactly.
names on it, but um
Yeah, I think most of us know which ones they
you
are,
know what I think a lot of it was? The Romans was a very blokey, and the Romans were taking all over the Middle East and all the
Yeah, a lot of it
Mediterranean and
came from the
Turkey.
Romans.
Well, they went, and no offense to anybody here of any particular religion, but I'm like, what happened to those armies? Because they seem to disappear from the history. I
Yeah,
think they went underground and became the Roman Church,
yeah. You said that's very
which is
possible.
still
Um,
an extremely powerful voice in the world, and that is what it is. But
and
I'm just saying,
women do not have that
interesting.
kind of voice. And when you see
Yeah,
countries today that are headed up by women,
yeah,
they tend, with the exception of a few, they tend to be
yeah,
a much more prosperous and caring nation than when a
yeah.
man runs things. And again, no offense to the gentleman here, because y'all are
Right.
here, so you got your
Yeah,
heads
we're grateful you're
straight.
here. Thank you.
Yes,
And everybody's got all energies, masculine and feminine. So,
right. We all
in
carry
my
that.
view.
And I think that
Yeah.
we as a society have lived under the masculine, divine masculine energy for so long
Yeah.
that people are desperate for the divine feminine energy to come in. But
Yeah.
there is such a fear. I mean,
Yeah.
women were the
What is
healers
it?
and the whatnot with their
Oh,
communities.
can I tell you
To
something? I
suddenly
learned this in
be
medieval
witches and
history.
evil,
I,
and
yeah, I learned that in what you just said, Sherry. I wanted to riff on that point because in medieval times, they were called, and any of you here that are Wiccans or practicing that, they were healers. Women were healers, and then that's also when the church was vying for power at the time as well. So during those periods, the dark time, Roman patriarchy took over and ruled with an iron fist. You got it, Maureen. I mean, it's history. It's not damning anybody. Pardon my French. I hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube jail for that
No,
word.
no,
But anyway,
you can come from my channel. They're
it is
used
what
to
it is. Yeah. Okay. but but yeah,
you
I
just
mean, it's
used to
just
hearing me curse on my channel, so I don't worry about it.
they have colorful words here, believe me, in New Zealand, and they have
Oh, I
very
can imagine.
interesting
I can
ways.
imagine.
It's really
Um,
hilarious. Some of them are hilarious.
um,
But anyway,
Probably
but
a
yeah.
lot more inventive than we are. So,
Well,
I
it's
mean,
interesting about New Zealand is because it's got the biggest water border out of any country and the lowest capital closest to Antarctica in the world, right? So
wow.
we get penguins swimming in our bay besides orcas near where we live. Um,
Oh, that's
but yeah,
cool.
it is cool. They're little blue
I gotta
penguins
go
and
to
they're
New
the
Zealand
cutest.
and visit you, man. That would be
Yeah,
awesome to see.
yeah, I would love to take you out on a boat and just show you because they're the cutest. They're blue. They're literally blue. They're little fellas and they just go out and swim. So they get together before dawn as groups, go out together, swim in what's called a raft. So they all get together so they're safe against predators. Then they disperse throughout the day and they're swimming and they're eating and they're just having the greatest time of their lives. Then, right around sunset, they meet in the middle of the sea and swim back as a raft to be safe and save their families and they nest on the shore. How cool is that?
That
That
is
is such a cool.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah, look them
and
up,
when
blue
you look
penguins.
at the animal
Yeah.
kingdom, the way
Yeah.
animals, fish, and whatnot, it's
Yeah.
the female who
Yes.
is the protector. I mean, a lot of your bird cultures, it's
Yep.
the male birds that stay home that feed the chicks and take watch over the eggs and whatnot. It's the females that go out and hunt and provide the food and whatnot. A lot of your other animal breeds and whatnot, it's the female that runs the pack. I mean, it may be the lion that has all of the lionesses and stuff with them, but I guarantee you, it's the lioness that rules the lion because whoever the head mama is, the lion does what she says. I've watched enough National Geographic shows on that to
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like, the
They're so
lion will
strong.
look big and
Yeah.
strong,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the lioness that comes up and will
Yeah.
swat his ass right back
I
into
know.
tomorrow. Be like, yeah, you just sit down and shut up. And he
Yeah.
does what he says. I mean, I'm like, okay, why
Yeah.
can't we get that back with us where it's the women that are like swatting the guy back into, hey, go to your
Yeah.
corner and wait till I tell you to come out. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, and most people don't really want that kind of relationship. We're laughing and making fun of it, but um,
Yeah.
most people want an equal relationship within the family where both are pulling their share, both are contributing in
Mm.
whatever ways, and you do what I mean. Like my
Yeah.
husband got hurt when I was pregnant with my son, and so he wound up being the stay-at-home dad, and I went back
Yeah.
to the work field. And
Oh,
it worked
that's
out
cool.
the best for us because he was by
Yeah.
far a better housewife than I ever was. Hands He was a
Cool.
better parent than me. He was a better
Hmm.
housewife than me. And I was the
Yeah.
first one to admit it. I was like, no, I couldn't have done that crap. Forget that.
Yeah.
Somebody would have locked me in a rubber room before Lewis hit the age of 5 if I had to.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for women or men who stay home full time with their kids because that takes a lot to do that. And
Well,
then
and
for
it
those of us
does,
who do
but
both,
financially too, you
uh,
know.
yeah,
Yeah, here in New Zealand, they have a law that you can keep your job for a full year after you've given birth, and you get paid, I think, up to your salary up to 3 or 4 months after you've given birth. But by law, the company has to keep your job and for at least a year. So, and then they've got a lot of programs to help mothers, who are new, to help them with settling children and stuff. So I used a lot of that because I didn't have my mother handy. She was overseas, obviously. So, but yeah, so I'm reading Maureen. Thank you, Maureen, for your statement there. I want my daughter to have a partner in life who respects her. That's so true.
yeah,
And, I fought with this my whole life. My mother was like pro burning bras in the 60s and but at the same time, she still was cooking at home and doing these motherly roles, but
My
still, how do
mom
you
was
be
a single
independent?
mother. She raised two
Yeah,
kids on her own.
yeah,
She was
yeah,
also involved with the equal rights, the women's rights, the
yeah,
civil rights. I went to marches with her. She
yeah,
would have powwow meetings in the house
yeah,
where
yeah.
people would
That's
come
so cool.
and do pamphlets and that kind of stuff.
Hmm.
She helped start a rape crisis center in the
Oh
city
wow,
that
she's
we did when
amazing.
I was in high school.
What
Um,
an amazing
and
woman.
that was after the police chief's wife was attacked
Oh
and
my
managed
gosh.
to get away. So she was never physically harmed by the
Oh,
rape.
but
I mean, she was never raped. She managed to get away from her attacker.
yeah,
But um, it it was a real psychological shock, I think, to our police department because this was the police chief's wife
well, yeah.
that
So no
happened
one's
to. So
immune.
it kind of
Yeah,
brought it home to all these men. This could
yeah,
be any of our wives. This could be any woman that this happens to. And my mother was friends with one of the detectives on the police department. She was friends with him and his wife,
yeah,
and they put together a thing for to start a rape crisis center in town.
yeah.
And they would go to schools and whatnot, and they would do demonstrations on how to break free from an attacker.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many whistles I have stuffed into pamphlets and baggies to hang on doorknobs.
that's so cool.
Enough to last me a lifetime. I would get my girlfriends over to the house. We'd all be
That's
stuffing
cool.
grape whistles into baggies to go hang on doorknobs. But
But see, community gathering is a real feminine trait to me.
exactly, yeah,
Uh,
that's another thing.
regardless of whoever you are. I mean, I think just gathering and looking after each other and connectedness, and people want connectedness, and somehow this need for individualization is somehow. I mean, you need to be individual, but for some, I think it's gone really rogue in a capitalist society. I think if you kind of bring it more to the middle, I think, then
I,
we can look after each other. So if somebody
mm,
needs me, I send them stuff. If somebody wants something from
right.
me, I'm
And
there,
I think a
or
lot of people in the
yeah,
last maybe
yeah,
15, 20 years have
yeah.
started realizing the importance of
Your neighbors or,
having
whatever. Yeah,
that
yeah,
communal group that get together. Now
yeah,
that used to be usually around churches,
yep.
um, but then churches started getting corrupted. And why were they corrupted? Because of too
Wealth
many churches.
accumulation,
And
yeah, and power and control and all that stuff. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a whole dissertation just on that alone.
Oh,
Um,
heaps of them. Yeah,
by
yeah.
bucketfuls, truckloads full, I'm sure. But and the churches, regardless of what religion it is,
Oh,
have
yeah. I
not
mean, yeah,
been, or they have been very detrimental to feminism, to females, to make it sound like it's a horrible thing to want to be
yeah,
independent and do things on your own. I
yeah,
can remember some of the things that happened to my mom when I was a kid. That I got a scholarship to go to Catholic school one year, and I only went one year, and I refused to go back. And she didn't make me, but I had been going to school at this Catholic school for probably about a good 6 months, and there was something going on at the school for the parents to come. And so she came, and was there. And we didn't have fathers at our school. We had full nuns and a mother superior that ran everything. And we had brothers, what they call brothers. They're like the monks. They haven't quite graduated to being a father priest yet. They're still brothers who were there to kind of keep the boys in line, so to speak. Um, and one of the brothers cornered her one
Oh,
night to proceed to give her this lecture that she was she was providing a distasteful and dishonorable home because she didn't go out and go marry some man to come in and take care of everything and stay home with her kids full time. And she was like, I'm perfectly capable of taking care of my kids by myself. I don't need some man to do that. And
Yeah.
I mean, she got quite up in his face about it. And, so she didn't push when I won a second year scholarship and said, I'm not going back to that school. I didn't want
Fair
nothing to do with it.
enough.
And
Oh
she
my
didn't
God.
push. She was like, okay, not a problem with me. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
I can remember how angry she was that night on the way home. She was just, you could see the steam coming out of her skin that
I
she,
bet.
um, and the poor guy, I mean, he was young. I'm sure he thought he was
He was
providing,
doing the best. Yeah, whatever. Blah, blah,
good
blah, blah, blah.
religious, you know, advice on how
Yeah,
to be
but
a better
religious training
parent.
doesn't mean you're a counselor,
Well,
right? Or a psychologist. That
these are
doesn't mean,
people that don't have children themselves. So how do you
Yeah,
expect to be a
exactly.
parent?
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
some young guy who'd been in seminary for God knows how long that
Yep.
probably never had a relationship with a woman to know what the dynamics of that would be. And the fact
Yeah.
that he thought it was okay to talk to a single parent and try to demean her because she just didn't run out and marry the first man that came along and said, okay, I'll take care of you and your kids.
Mm.
I'll-
Yeah.
um, and it was, I mean, so that was kind of the atmosphere that my brother and I grew up with. Was we had a mom that was very capable of doing things on her own. She didn't need anybody's help. Thank you very kindly. I watched her take out a water pump from our car
That's
and
cool.
rebuild it, fix it, and put it back in. Drove the men in the neighborhood crazy because she wouldn't let them come help. She did the same with the carburetor. She took it out,
Yeah.
took it apart into a million pieces. Our dining room table was 2x4s and a sheet of plywood. And she
Yeah.
had this carburetor broke down across this sheet of plywood. Every little part was marked what number it was as it came off so she could put it back in the same
Yeah,
order.
sure. That's
And
great.
it
Smart
was
woman.
right about the time I started dating my husband, and he came over to the house one night and he saw this carburetor just all in a million pieces on this piece of plywood. And he walks over and he's looking at it and he's like, what's going on? And my mother came out of the kitchen with, with this big spatula. She says, touch it and die. And he's like saying, I just didn't know what was
This
going
is
on.
going to be my future mother-in-law. Touch it or die. Oh my God.
Right, and she says, I'm rebuilding the carburetor. And he said, well, do you know how to do that? And she said, I bought a book. I can read. And he
Good
went,
for her. All
okay.
right.
He said, well, if you ever get stuck, just give me a call and I'll be glad to come over and help. But other than that, it's all yours.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
hated to do mechanic work anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, she was just, I'll just never forget it. Touch it and die. She was serious. Like,
Yeah.
don't mess with anything. And so, but she also was the one who made my wedding dress and all my prom gowns and because
That's
she
neat.
would sew and do all that kind of stuff. And so, um,
That's cool.
she was, she was very independent and very strong and uh, very single-minded. That she didn't need nobody to come take care of her. She could do it by herself. Thank you very kindly. And I
That's
think the
cool.
longer she was single, the more she enjoyed being single. Um,
Yeah. Well,
I
that's the
know
thing.
after
Is
my
that,
husband died, within the
yeah.
first year, my sisters in law, his sisters, could not understand why I was not dating and getting married again. I'm like, I don't want to
Oh,
get married.
really?
And they're like, well, who's going to take care of you? I said, I'm taking care of me. I said, I've been taking care of this family,
Yeah,
for
since day dot.
20
Yeah.
something years. And they just couldn't understand that I didn't want to run right out and get married again. I was like, I have no desire to go get married again. And I still don't. It's been over 20 years since he died. And he's like, I'm perfectly fine on my.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if spirit has someone in mind for me to be with, he will come park him at my front door knocking and saying, okay, I'm here.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, but other than that, yeah, I'm not going out looking and I'm not interested. I'll be buddies, I'll be friends, but that's about as far as it goes.
Well, I pulled up a card for you, Sherry, about you and your mom and philanthropist, which she really was, and generosity and charity. So she was putting together community. So it's
Yeah,
Six of Pentacles. That's pretty cool. Kindness,
she was,
that's
yeah,
pretty
she
neat. I mean,
was very
and
kind.
may I also mention that Maureen said she said a lovely comment. She said, "I wish I could have had a mama like Sherry's mama." And I mean, we all wish we had it, but you know how
Yeah,
I mean, if you
I
believe in
had
that whole soul contract thing, we all come down and we choose whatever for
yeah,
what reason.
exactly.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
go the path that we're meant to walk, and she decided at
yeah,
a fairly young age what path she wanted to walk, and
yeah,
she took off walking, and it was like, hey, if you don't like it, get out of the way. I'll
yeah,
walk you over, I'll run
exactly.
you over, so she just
Yep,
um
yep. No,
I
that's
mean,
really cool.
uh and there are days when I miss having that companionship that I had,
Yeah,
husband. We all want that, and maybe one day that'll happen, maybe not. I'm good either way. Um but it's not a driving factor for me. It's like I've had female friends who either got divorced or became a widow, who
hmm,
within a year they were like in a mad search to find someone to fill that spot, and it would be like, why?
I think
What?
it's a way of the fear of kind of looking at your own self in the mirror. It's easier to seek the things that you really miss in yourself through others. And I think, I for a long time I was really like that. I would felt like, oh, I've always got to be in a relationship. Oh, but when I went through some really dark times, this is way before I met my husband, who I have, happily married to with kids, nearly 25 years now. Um,
Good
it
for you.
was. Thank you. It
That takes a
was
lot of
really hard.
stamina to stay married for 25 years, let me tell you.
Girlfriend, tell me about it.
A lot of people don't make it half that time.
Yeah, well, I mean, and life has thrown so many, they call it spanners, but basically wrenches in the works. But we managed to keep it together, so that's pretty freaking cool. So
Yeah.
I'm grateful. But at the end of the day, all marriages end in either divorce or when you cross over. So
It's
yeah, so it's
I
a
was lucky
temporary thing in
that
life.
he
It's
was my
not,
best
yeah,
friend,
yeah,
so that
yeah,
made a difference, I think, is
yeah,
that we were friends first before we started dating. And
yeah.
and then it took him 2 years to talk me into it. Bye, baby. Have a good night. Um, love you too.
Oh,
So as my
sweet.
son
Your
leaves for
baby.
work, um,
Oh, sweet.
but he
Nice.
you know my husband was my best friend.
Of course.
We were best buds. I mean,
Yeah.
and that meant a lot later on, like when his health got really, really, really bad
Yeah.
and stuff. And it was just that companionship that we had together that kind of held us both together. That was so important. So, um,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I think being a good mom can also fall to a dad to be a good mom. I
Yeah,
know a lot
for
of single
sure.
dads that are excellent moms as well as being excellent dads. They
Yeah.
fulfill both roles,
Well, what
and
about the non-traditional families where, you got parents of the same sex or whatever? I
yeah,
mean, everybody plays different roles. It's not gender assigned, for lack of a better term. But yeah, for sure. And when she's
James
getting
James
grandkids,
says,
get a dog or cat.
"Oh,
Don't succumb to the pressure. Just buy do your thing. And that's the other thing. Our parents, as parents, they're humans just like us, souls having a human experience.
Yeah,
So
and
they're
they
going to
made
put on
mistakes.
us all this weird stuff that they never got or wanted, and
Yeah,
or they're
they
desperate to
made
have in their
mistakes
life. But
just like we did, and
yeah,
uh, so you want me to put that back up?
I grew up
So
without a
yeah,
dad.
I mean,
Oh,
we didn't grow up with a dad in the house. My
yeah,
brother
fair enough.
grew up with surrounded by women, so he's always been a little bit more in tune with females and their way of thinking, simply because he was raised in a house full of women. So he didn't have
Yeah.
a choice. Um, but and
Yep.
it's just the role of motherhood is so important and provides so much with the mental, spiritual, physical upbringing of a child, in my opinion. Whether if
Oh,
you're a
1000%.
full-time mom or you're work full-time and then come home and be a full-time mom.
Yep.
Um, but I've seen a lot of dads do that too. I know a lot of gay couples that go out and adopt kids, and they are fantastic
Oh,
parents. Like,
absolutely.
oh my God, I wish I'd have been that good at being a parent.
Well, love is love. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. And
I know family. Yeah, you're right, Dibs, for sure.
absolutely. I mean,
That's a
and
fantasy
that I
anyway.
think
Yeah.
that statement right there kind of pinpoints MAGA and MAGA land, because
Oh, that's
they
the
all
ideal
live
they're
in
living towards.
fantasy
Yeah.
land.
Yeah.
That's what they want to go back to. And it was like nobody was happy in that except for
Yeah, was that even real? I mean, a lot of women were on Valium permanently back then. They were just like, what the actual,
yeah, exactly.
especially after World War II, Rosie the
Or
Riveter, doing all this cool stuff, welding, whatever, and then back at home with
popping out
kids
a
after
kid
that.
every 15
Yeah.
months
Yeah.
and quite literally to the point until their innards started falling out.
Yep.
Um,
Basically, until birth control
and
came in the 60s.
yeah,
But
until
yeah.
and even then, back in the beginning, you had to get permission from your husband to
Yep.
take birth control. And it was like,
Or permission from your husband to get a credit card. I mean, all that stuff. It's just nuts. I
the
mean, I'm
check
glad it's
not
evolved.
anything.
But the weird regression of some of these things that the women and or just people who fought for equality and freedom across the board in the 60s. Oh,
Exactly. I mean, there,
that's a female energy that was running all of that, and now they're trying to repeal it back because the system
yeah,
is so
and
hijacked. But
all throughout history, you go back and there have been
hmm
ferocious and determined and very much in charge women who ran armies and ran countries and did, you
yeah,
know, um, and nobody seemed to have an issue with it back
well,
then.
even role models. Like for me, when it was in the 70s. I was in 5th grade when Star Wars, the first one, came out, and Princess Leia. I was like, she's a princess, but she's a bad
She
AXX.
was a badass.
Yeah,
She
she's
was a
shooting up
princess
stuff,
with
taking care of
combat
things.
boots. She had combat boots on and could wield that laser
Yeah,
gun,
she was. Yep.
with no problems whatsoever. It was like, yeah,
Yeah. So for me, that was a female role model. I never saw anything like that before in the movies. It was just more princesses and getting married and the very stereotypical Disney stuff before they
yeah,
changed a lot.
exactly. Um,
So for me, it was so cool. I was like, yeah, roar.
I know. Uh, yeah, I mean, she just the character didn't put up with any BS from anybody, and
Yeah.
I think that's why people the world over fell in love with Carrie Fisher because she symbolized that character that she could be sexualized in some of
Yeah.
her role or appearance, the costumes that she had to wear in some of the movies.
Yep.
But it was never something that was demeaning to her. It was doing what needed to be done to get to the point we need to get to, and
Yep.
leave it at that.
Yep.
So, but
Yep.
yeah, I know we had a couple of questions up here. So,
Linda Carter was also the Wonder Woman I loved too. And then I remember in the 70s there was a TV show called Isis, which I loved, but I think it only had one season. She was kind of a superhero Isis thing.
yeah, okay, let's see. Dalla had a question.
Yeah, and Dahlia.
My
Okay,
mom is
cool.
a saint and recently retired after a long teaching career. Yes, I heard that right away. Yes. I don't
Oh
think
yeah,
she
for
is.
sure. I'll pull a
I don't
card.
know which deck.
Gotta-
But the first thing I heard, Dalla, was yes. She's gonna be
Yeah,
just
that's right.
uh,
Shazam and Isis. That's right. Sorry, we're tripping down memory lane in the 70s TV shows.
oh yeah. Oh, I remember. Um, I grew for her protection. So she's surrounded by the feminine fairies who carry the power and the strength. So she's going
Mm,
to be perfectly fine with her
yep.
retirement.
And I
And
got the moon for her too. So I've got the keywords on here. Can you see that? Okay. My glasses are awful. Anyway, so it's a female energy, but I think, with retirement, she's going to have some time for reflection, but but it's also a dream state, it's time for her to dream and actually fulfill that reality for her.
yeah,
I feel it's a positive thing for her. She's going to be great. She's going to be fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting. She's
Yeah.
going to be fine. So
Yeah.
I would not worry about mom at all.
Yeah.
Let's see, Arlene. I don't know if Arlene is still here or not.
Hi,
Uh,
Arlene.
but a message from my mother, Virginia, please. Okay.
Virginia, lovely name. It's getting colder here now, so and my hands are kind of arthritic, so it's like But I've got fingerless gloves to help, but it's kind of not really fun when you're doing cards to put on gloves. So my shuffling technique is less than desired at the moment, but that's okay. I'll get there for you, Arlene.
Well, I got
Yep.
teacher and knowledge, so
Yeah.
it feels like even if she wasn't an official teacher, I think she took. It feels like she took the job of teaching y'all what you needed to know very seriously. Um, she used every experience as a learning experience, and it
Cool.
yeah, it
Yep.
just feels like she's very she's happy to know that everybody in the family seems to be okay. I mean, there may be some that have difficulties or whatnot, but altogether, it feels like everybody's going to be okay. So,
Mm. And she's got a message for you from me, which is the Knight of Wands. You can
oh,
see
there you
that.
go.
So for you, I think some adventures coming up for you. Something exciting is going to happen, and there's movement involved, and it's going to be a lot of fun for you, whatever that means. So I hope
That's
that makes
awesome.
sense, Arlene. Yeah. So
I
enjoy
like what
it.
Maureen just put.
That's
I
so
waited
lovely.
until I was 38 to get married, and she served in the Navy, y'all. So,
Yeah, you're awesome, Maureen.
and
That's so cool.
and her
Strong
stepdaughter
woman.
was her
Yep.
heart child. Yeah,
Yeah. See,
I have
that's
seen parents come in from either side to take on someone else's children as their own that have a deeper and stronger relationship than biological parents do. I don't think biology has a lot to do with it. It's a heart thing. Um,
no. It's a heart connection. It's a soul
Absolutely.
connection, a soul thing. I just want to point out Rose's thing here. I just got a psychic message, Rose, that when your mom passed, she didn't want you to see her passing. That she wanted to save you the worry and the fear of that
Yeah.
process. Sometimes people choose to do that when others aren't present, when others are gone, or some people want people around them. But she
They
loved
don't
you
want to be
deeply.
remembered in that
Yeah.
stage. They want,
Yeah, they wanna be remembered in the way the life that they lived,
yeah,
how they lived. Yeah.
exactly.
So, I
Exactly.
just wanted you
Um,
not to worry about that and fret about not being there at that moment, even though I know it meant a lot to you. She loves you.
yeah.
Gosh, it's gonna make me cry, actually, her energy is really strong. Okay, she's coming through and I've actually got goosebumps all over my arms and legs, so that means
Oh
she's
my.
here. That's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Goody cat mom said he was busy. More.
Oh, I read that earlier.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know, part of the issue with social media today, the internet and all that, there's so many wonderful things about it, but at the same time, it's like put this disconnect between people. I mean, to me, it's wonderful because I now have friends around the planet that I never in a million years would have ever met and become friends with. For instance, Dr. Ann, she's on the other side of the world from me.
I
I
know.
never would have met her had it not been for the internet. Um,
Yeah.
but there are some who use it as a mask to hide from having that one-on-one relationship with others. And that to
Yes,
me,
and it
that's
yeah.
sad.
Well, it also doesn't really teach you good social skills either because you're
No,
picking and choosing how you interact with things. And, that human empathic connectedness, creativity sides of that disappears as soon as you're passively absorbing this stuff. You aren't doing the like this, we're able to still connect in this digital space, Sherry, even though we're halfway around the world. But I can see you, I can hear you, I can engage with you. And we have that shared knowledge, that shared
right. I mean,
inquiry. But people don't do that in life necessarily. So
no, there's a lot
uh,
of people that
and
this is their
it
constant, you
stunts
know,
people.
they never
And
have eye
yeah,
contact. They never talk to
yeah,
somebody face to face. It's this. They're down with their thumbs going 90 miles an hour. It's like,
yeah.
that's okay,
Not
but
only, yeah, I agree.
yeah,
Sorry, Sherry. Yeah,
too
go
much
ahead.
is you got to know.
Yeah. Um, I think, I would look at that, keep that situation in mind, but step back and maybe there's something else there underneath it. But just put that in the back of your mind and, okay, that was a once off, and just keep seeing if that's a repeated pattern. If that becomes repeated, then, you can choose whether or not to say something to your family member about it. But yeah. It's so hard, man. I mean, even my
Well,
kids, they put on headphones and I'm like, "Hey." You know? I'm
yeah,
like, "Why do you have your headphones on?"
talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't ring me on the phone to talk to me, I'm just downstairs. That's a
Well,
perfect one.
I had this card jump out at me,
Ooh.
Owen Walker, card of wisdom,
Oh, cool.
and
Yeah.
it just talks about The card of wisdom comes out because it's telling you to listen to the coincidences, the signs, the synchronicities,
Yeah.
everything around you
Yeah.
that your mother provided for you to have the wisdom to live your life to your
Yeah.
fulfillment.
Yep.
And it just feels like she's really, you know, some people are incapable of having that kind of maternal relationship with their child, their grandchildren, whatever. They're just there's just something missing in them that they're just not able to have that kind of relationship, or they've been hurt to a point in their past that they have shut that avenue off and they just cannot go down that road. And it's sad because it not only hurts the person who wants the attention of their mom, but in the long run, it hurts the mom as well. Um, and I think that it feels it's like she's acknowledging that she didn't provide everything that you needed because she didn't know how. And that I think is the saddest part of that is it's hard to provide that kind of relationship when you don't know how to have that kind of relationship. Um,
Yeah, and it probably wasn't role modeled to her, but she did the best that she could. And I got the reverse tower for her, so there was a lot of fear of change in her, and a lot of and a lot of us, even with how we interact, we act and behave the ways that we were taught to, and some of those behaviors don't carry well over in the future to our generation, to our children's generation. And she was struggling with that is what I got up, and I'm getting confirmation. I'm getting buzzed on my arm. So she just wants you to know that she loves you very, very much, and she did the best she could.
yeah,
And she sees what you're doing now and thinks you're amazing. She's like in shock and awe, going, "Wow, that's so cool."
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah,
it's sad to think of people who've gone through their life without being able to make that connection. And it seems
yeah,
like once they're on the other side, they're able to look through new eyes and go, oh, I could have had this or this and I
yeah,
messed it up. And hopefully they get a chance to come back and try again and do better. Um, but I get she's got a lot of pride for you. She's very happy with
yep.
how you have done your life up to this point. Um,
Hmm.
I hope that helps, old Walker. Okay,
Yeah,
Liz. Does my mother Margaret know that I did my best to care for her by myself?
I got yeah for sure.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
heard yes. Tell her
yeah.
yes.
Same, and we're in different parts of the world, and we're getting the same message. So that shows you the quantum nature of spirituality.
Yeah,
That's
well,
crazy.
and Liz is highly intuitive herself,
Yeah.
uh, um, and sometimes trying to get an answer for ourselves from ourselves is the hardest thing to do. Um,
Yeah. And Mother's
but
Day can be
yeah,
hurtful. It can make your heart ache a little bit, for what you're missing. Yeah, or
but she
or
knew
what you
you were there to
experienced.
take care of
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knew they're aware, and once she
Um
crossed, she definitely knew.
so I
You know,
got for you, Liz, that she is temperance. So you've got a purpose and meaning and tolerance of people, and there's something about you that she's so proud of. And yeah, especially with her when you were engaging with her as she was beginning the cross the rainbow bridge. Yeah, that's really beautiful. Mm.
and I pulled a card. It says connection beyond the physical side.
Beautiful. That's
So
nice. Yeah.
she feels that connection with you stronger now than she was capable of feeling when she was here in the physical.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she knows everything you did for her.
Yeah.
Okay, Gloria,
40, 43
43
years.
years.
Wow. Of course she's there. You're always connected. You're always connected,
She's
even if
very
you're
proud of
adopted.
you.
Yeah. Yep.
She's very proud of the life you led, the decisions you made, even when you thought they were wrong. She was there to help guide you to make the right ones.
Yeah. So she came in. I got the justice card for you. So she came in to help balance you and help give you guidance and accountability and balance in your dealings as you navigated life's experiences. As you continue to. So she's definitely a very strong, loving energy force that surrounds you and guides you for sure. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, you have to remember, people, even if, like, in this life, some of our mothers weren't necessarily that great. Okay, some are fantastic. But when they get to the other side, they have so much learning and the absolute deepest love, no matter what, regardless of how they were to you in this physical 3D life, is so
Exactly.
deep and strong that they're like, "Oh my gosh, I messed up." And I got a lot of that after my mom passed because there was a lot going on. I mean, I'm still working through it,
I got a
but
lot of that after my grandmother passed. Was
yeah, yeah.
she
So
knew she
it's
was
like they're
not a parent
taking
she
off a
wanted.
coat. Yeah, that's like as soon as they pass on, they take off a coat, and the energetic being is alive and just pure love.
Yep,
Um, yeah, and we're all that when we cross to the other side. It's my understanding, and I believe that. So
exactly,
yeah.
exactly. Well, Anne, we've been at this an hour and 22 minutes. My
Oh
bladder is
wow.
about to burst, and
Well, you gotta go then. You gotta go.
I gotta go. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you,
If
everybody.
you're
It's
still
so
awake,
lovely.
come back tonight at 10 o'clock Central for the slumber party. Um, Jackie, if you're up to it, I can use you. Um, and come have some fun. The slumber
Yeah.
party is naughty or nice. It's a one or two card pull. It's
Oh,
not really
neat.
questions per se. It's just a card pull of
Yeah.
either a really raunchy, dirty card or a really nice oracle card, depending on what you're in the mood for. And sometimes you
Yeah.
get one of each. So just
That sounds
depends.
amazing. And
Um,
I'll come back on Sherry's channel too, guys. Oh,
oh,
you're my,
absolutely. I'm going to have Dr. Ann
um,
on as much as I can drag her to it.
absolutely my honor and pleasure to see you all here again. Some of the old
Thank you,
familiar
Liz.
names, see you again, and see all the new ones, and connect with you all. So it's so lovely, and have a lovely Sunday tomorrow for you, and for those that are in the future like me who are in Sunday already. Have a
Happy
wonderful
Mom's
day.
Day already for Dr.
Yeah,
Ann. For
yeah,
all those
cool.
tomorrow, happy Mom's Day tomorrow.
Yeah,
Um, y'all have a good weekend.
yeah.
And,
Thank you so much. Okay, thank you,
and we
everybody.
will definitely be back together again soon.
Oh
Don't
yeah, for
worry.
sure. Yeah, we'll be back.
Absolutely. So, all right,
Promise.
guys, y'all have a great weekend if I don't see you again tonight. And we'll talk soon. Bye for now.